Hello and welcome to Celebrity Reporter. In this video, we will see the incredibly expensive, abandoned mansion of the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, Prince Andrew, and Pink Floyd. First, we go to the house of the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, called Neverland Ranch, Los Olivos, USA. Back in 1983, Michael Jackson teamed up with Paul McCartney to record Say, 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 and the former Beatle stayed at Sycamore Valley Ranch in California while the pair were recording the video. After visiting McCartney there, Jackson fell in love with the place and promised he would buy it someday. True to his word, the King of Pop acquired the ranch in 1988 for a purported $19.5 million. The Thriller singer renamed the property Neverland after the magical island in Peter Pan and set about creating his very own amusement park. Jackson had 2 railways and a station built to complement the Tudor-style 6-bedroom mansion that came with the property and installed a petting zoo and numerous amusement rides. Neverland had everything, from a Ferris wheel and pirate ship to a carousel and bumper cars. Jackson hosted glittering events at the ranch, including the 1991 wedding of his close friends Elizabeth Taylor and Larry Fortensky. In 1995, Jackson and then-wife Lisa Marie Presley also hosted an event at the theme park attended by children from around the world. In 2003, Jackson was charged with child abuse, and Neverland Ranch was turned upside down by police searching for evidence, but the singer was eventually acquitted on all charges. Jackson complained of feeling violated following the search and vowed never to live at the ranch again. In 2006, Neverland shut down, and most of the staff were sent packing. Up to his eyeballs in debt by this point, Jackson struggled to hold on to the property. Investment firm Colony Capital bought a majority stake in 2008 for $22.5 million, and the ranch's amusement rides were removed. After Jackson's death in 2009, the ranch fell into disrepair, and the property was put up for sale in 2015 with an asking price of $100 million. Despite lowering the price to $67 million, Colony Capital has been unable to offload the now renovated ranch, and it remains unsold and unlived in. Looking for a fixer-upper? You can buy these abandoned buildings for sale. Next, we go to Prince Andrew's house, called Sunninghill Park, Berkshire, UK. The Queen pulled out all the stops in 1986 when she gifted the Duke and Duchess of York a 665-acre parcel of land on the Sunninghill Park estate in Berkshire, following their wedding that same year. A swish 12-bedroom mansion was commissioned, complete with grand reception rooms, stables, and a swimming pool, with construction work beginning on the flashy royal residence in 1987. Completed in 1990, the property was dubbed South York and the Dallas Palace due to its uncanny resemblance to the ranch house in the 1980s soap opera. Other commentators likened it to an out-of-town Tesco supermarket, while the ever-diplomatic Duke of Edinburgh reportedly described Sunninghill Park as looking like a tart's bedroom. Andrew and Fergie's marriage broke down not long after they moved in, and the couple divorced in 1996. Yet the duo continued to live under the same roof with their 2 daughters. Following the Queen Mother's death in 2002, the Duke decamped to the Royal Lodge in Windsor, her former residence, and Sunninghill Park was put on the market. The Duchess and their daughters followed in 2006, leaving the property vacant. The Duke, who had remortgaged Sunninghill Park to cover the cost of renovating the Royal Lodge, lucked out in 2007 when he sold it to Kazakhstani investor Kenis Rakishev for $19 million, $3.8 million over the asking price. The ultimate owner was later revealed to be billionaire oligarch Timur Kulibayev. The property was effectively abandoned and left to rot. By 2009, Sunninghill Park was in a sorry state, with windows smashed, doors hanging off their hinges, and paintwork cracked. The grounds were overgrown with weeds growing through the paving. Local residents were up in arms, and the county council even threatened to seize the house and turn it into a homeless shelter. The mansion deteriorated further. In December 2013, planning permission was granted to replace the rundown property with a bigger 14-bedroom home, but demolition work didn't begin until 2015. At long last, the eyesore was reduced to rubble in 2016, and the new house is finally nearing completion, much to the relief of the neighbors and local authority. And finally, we come to Pink Floyd's haunted house called Hook End Manor, Checkenden, UK. Destined to later be the home of Pink Floyd's David Gilmour, this storied Elizabethan mansion in Oxfordshire was built in 1580 for the Bishop of Reading and is thought to have served as a mental asylum during its long history. Selfridge's owner, Sir Charles Core, acquired the 10-bedroom manor house during the 1950s and sold it in 1972 to Alvin Lee, lead singer for the band 10 years after, who built a recording studio in the barn. Lee put down several albums at the studio, but let go of the property, which was snapped up by David Gilmour from Pink Floyd in 1980. The band's giant inflatable pig was stored on the premises, and 2 Pink Floyd LPs were recorded in the studio. Gilmour sold up in 1986, and the manor house and recording studio eventually passed to Frankie Goes to Hollywood producer Trevor Horn. Horn transformed the property into Hook End Productions, which was the UK's most luxurious and state-of-the-art recording venue from the late 1980s to 2000s. An impressive lineup of musicians recorded singles and albums there, including Rod Stewart, the Manic Street Preachers, Seal, and the Smiths. During his stay at the manor, Morrissey claimed to have been visited by the ghost of a monk. The phantom would appear during the wee hours of the morning, as if to wake people to pray. In fact, rumor has it that David Gilmour gave up the property because his wife Ginger was so freaked out by the paranormal activity she refused to stay there. Tragedy struck at the manor in 2006 when Horn's wife Jill Sinclair was accidentally shot by their son Aaron, who was practicing with his air rifle and had no idea his mother was nearby. Sinclair fell into a deep coma and never fully recovered. Horn decided to sell up following the accident, and the property was bought by producer Mark White in 2009 for $15 million. White invested in the studio, but the house lay neglected for years. Trevor Bishenden, aka Trevor Bish Photography, captured the dilapidated interiors last year when the manor appeared to be completely abandoned with rising damp and wallpaper peeling off the walls. Fortunately, Hook End has since been given a new lease on life and is in the process of being renovated. We are super excited about you watching our video and look forward to your continued support. It means the world to us. See you in the next video.